Hey guys, welcome to another episode here at Garage Time TV. I am Marshall, and today we're going to see if we can get this 1980 Fiat 124 to run and move under its own power for the first time in over a decade. Now, this is not my car. We're actually going to be doing a project a little bit later for this car. We're going to be doing an automatic swap into it from the standard manual that's in it now. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to make sure you see when that happens. That should be happening next week. So make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that bell to know when that happens. But this is not my car, and the original owner has had this in his garage under a car cover for over a decade. He tried to do some work on it for himself to get it to stop better and run better, but he just kind of lost the will to make that happen. So we're going to see if we can make that happen today. Now, it has been registered up until 2019. He was maintaining the registration in hopes of getting it running, but here we are, not running again. So today we're going to challenge ourselves to see if we can get this thing running and moving under its own power for the first time in a long time. But first things first, let's do a walk around the car and see what we're working with. All right, so like I was saying here, we have a 1980 Fiat 124, and the body on this thing is fantastic. I haven't seen any real major, it's even got the front spoiler, no, that's the wheel well covers on there still. And I haven't seen any rust in the rockers. This paint is fantastic. The only area I've spotted is this here. Looks like a little bit of body work that was trying to get done. And a little bit down here, looks like it's scraped up on something. But the back here looks absolutely fantastic. The luggage rack is all intact, not all rusted out. And it looks really good. The only spot I'm seeing is on the bumpers here. I've got some like tar looking stuff. And these bumpers are tilted down when I think they originally came straight. A little bit of scuffing here. These wheels, I think the owner told me these are like Roosevelt wheels. Looks like he's even got drilled and slotted rotors for race car things, which is some serious business. But he painted these. They originally came silver, and he painted these himself, and you can definitely tell that they're flaking a little bit. Just a little bit of scratches here and there. Nothing too crazy on the outside. Again, rockers look really good. And the real test is getting up underneath here and see if we can poke our heads in. But the shock looks good. Crawl underneath here a little bit. Some Excel shocks. And the shock towers look okay from what I can see as well, minus that plastic cover. But on the front, looks like we got the plastic covers on the back of the bumper. Someone drilled the license plate into the rubber, so that's good. But overall, looks really good. Nice new top on it. He did tell me to put a new top on it, and it definitely looks like it. So I think the next thing is to get inside this and see if there's any other parts that we're potentially missing. So in we go. The inside here. Oh, well, parts on the ground. Great start. But it looks like it has 70,000 miles. And by the looks at the pads, that seems to be right. What is going on here? We're just gonna not look at that. But it looks good otherwise. Fogged clock, nothing new there. But hey, the mirror isn't completely trashed, so that's a start. We are missing a visor. Not a huge loss in my opinion. Somebody got the aftermarket speakers here, the boom booms. So that's maybe works. I don't know. Looks like all sorts of stuff. Hey, horn works. Worth it. And a Sony Explode. The 2000's called. They want their speaker back. What's in here? Okay. A bag. A 6-foot audio cable. The aux cord. The remote. Okay, looks like just stereo stuff. A couple spare fuses. We've also got, oh, a drain plug. A magnetic one. Some more fuses, some bulb grease, and an insurance card. All right, no real warning signs. We'll just close that up. Master cylinder, so we're not stopping anytime soon. Looks like we've got some DIY insulation on the floor. And there's a switchy doodad here. Well, that was exciting. Nothing there. Oh, what do we got back here? Oh, a brake hose bolt. Oh, a banjo bolt maybe? Yep. Okay. Cigarette lighter. Are we missing it? Oh, we sure are. So it's sitting here in that car cover with a bungee and a moving blanket there. Not too bad other than that. Definitely warm. And he's missing the ring for the shifter boot, which is not a big deal because we're going to make this an automatic. Otherwise, a couple cracks in the dash, you know, pretty typical. Somebody mounted something there. This visor is oofda. Squeaky McGee with a hole to match. But otherwise, you know, not too bad. And I think he said this door only opens on the inside. The lock on the outside doesn't work quite right. So let's go look in the trunk, you know, back there, and see if we find anything else. Into the trunk we go. Okay. Lots of screws and old mixing cups. Ooh, a new timing belt. Hey, we found the visor. That's a plus. Will it stay in there? Who knows? The battery cover. It is a charged battery. That's a plus. We got some of the trim. Oh, a floor trim there. What's over here? Would you tell me? Tell me what you got in here. I hear stuff. Looks like some coil bracketry. Spacer of some sort. Wheel spacer. Okay. Okay. Why don't we move this? See what it looks like underneath all of this. Ooh. You know, for race car things, add that weight in the back, all the extra grip, protecting the gas tank, and there is a spare. Let's take a look at that. Just, come on. So much stuff. Okay, what is this? He's got a boot cover. Okay, that's nice. These are pretty good if you have these. The real question is, does he have the little triangle things that go in them? He's got the original jack. Would you look at that?
Oh, look at this. What are you wiping the windows?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
The original jack is in there. The spare with a breaker bar, smart man. And just some packing material, looks like. And there is a ratchet right there. So, didn't find anything super crazy. So I think now is the time where we move up to the front, into the engine bay, and see what the power barn is going to show us. I'm going to crack that hood and cross your fingers that it's mostly there. Please be there. All right, we're going to pop this hood, see what we're working with under here. Okay, hood prop works. Fuel injected, typical of 1980. This is what it came with. Looks like we had an attempt at a brake job because we can see into the cab there. So we're just gonna, you know, not look at that right now. Motor mounts are delaminating just a little bit. It's got the original starter. The cold air injector is still plugged in. Oh, these are notorious to leak. These are awful, awful, awful. Look on the other side here. Airbox with like a custom hold down. This is definitely not factory. Interesting. Heat shield. Looks like a new O2 sensor. Coil has, oh no, Scotch clips. Ugh. I hope this doesn't have electrical issues. We're just gonna also ignore that for now. Radiator looks new. That's a plus. Distributor looks original, and the bolts look like they agree. Nice tight wire. You know, that's also just fine. Let's look in here. A bleeder tee, I like that, but I don't like this, you know, homemade 90 here from the hardware store. What do we got going on in here? Dry. Nada. So we're gonna have to top that off. I'm gonna look what's on this end of things. well come off. Oh, it's crusty. Oh, we got floaties, but it's green, so that's okay. We're just gonna put that back on there. Initial look, not so bad. So as we're going through here, it looks relatively complete. It's greasy, it's messy, it's been sitting for a decade, but it has green coolant, which makes me feel good. Just not completely full. So the other things we're gonna need to do is check the oil and not touch the brake pedal because it's already on the floor. And I think we need to turn it over by hand and see if we've got any movement. First things first, let's check the oil, and if that's good, we'll turn it over. So check our oil level here. Wow, that's the full mark. Oh, and it's way over. So we're gonna wipe that off and put a fresh dip in and see what we get. Oh yeah, we're way over full because it's here and it only needs to be there. So we're at least a quart and a half full, over full. So, I mean, otherwise, it's a nice kind of golden color. You can see it on the rag here. Not so bad. We'll take that over nothing at all. So let's get this belt turning over. The crank is nearly impossible to get to. So we're gonna do the right thing and just crank on the alternator. Hopefully it'll turn. So we've got the old, let's just round it off wrench and see if we will get the crank right there to move. Seems like I'm gonna have to set you down and get a better grip on this thing.
A few moments later.
All right, I want you to take a look right there. That is the crank. Ignore these wires. It's that right there. Let's see if we can get it to turn. We just have the belt slipping. Oh, there it goes. See if we can get a little bit more out of it. It's gonna put more tension on the belt. And our alternator's already completely maxed out, so that means it has the wrong belt. That's all right, we'll get a new one on there. I'm gonna push down on the belt. Oh yeah, we've got turning. All right. Now in an ideal world, we would get down on the crank and give it a few complete rotations to make sure nothing's stuck. But if this was only about 10 years ago, you know, I don't really think it's going to be that locked up in a valve issue. So we're going to connect the battery, make sure that one's fully charged, and we're going to give a turn in the key and see if we can get something to move on here. I do have the parking brake on, so we shouldn't be going anywhere, and it's in neutral. Now, since it is fuel injected, we do run the risk of this actually firing off. If it does, I'll shut it down pretty quick. So we can do some other checks, but I don't know. I just don't think it's going to, but you know, we'll see. This is what I'm saying. All right, here we go. I heard a couple things. I'm sure you did too. And I'm hearing other beeps and boops inside the cab. So, first, our fan comes on when the key is on, which is concerning because of overheating issues. And two, I heard the fuel pump come on, which it shouldn't be all the time running. It should be triggered by our air fuel meter. And I heard, I think, the stereo kind of coming on. But let's just turn the key a little bit. That's exciting. Let's get a better look. So when we turn the key on, the fan comes on, and the fuel pump, which actually sits underneath here, comes on as well. So somebody's been in here messing with some wiring, and I'll take, you know, duct tape, speaker wire, and electrical tape for $500 to say that yes, this has been doctored up a little bit with melty, loopy wires and zip ties and, you know, this. So it's just been grounded. Okay, well, let's just try it again. So a couple things. We have fuel pressure because it fired up, which is enough PSI, which means our fuel pressure regularly works. But we also have a ton of vacuum leaks because our brake booster is not attached and our other vacuum related accessories are not plugged in. So I think I'm gonna need to, before we fire this up one more time, is plug these so that we can get a better sense of how it's really running. But everything else seems to be attached. So we'll plug these. I think I've got a big enough cap for that. And you know, see what we can get after that. So we've got our vacuum ports that are exposed, just plugged off, little vacuum caps stuffed in where I could see them. Everything seems like it's connected. I mean, we got it to fire up for that first time, so let's crank the key and then quickly run to the front and see if we can see anything happening. Would you look at that? It's already running. It's so quiet. We got to check if it's charging. We're charging 13.5, 13.6 volts. That's with the fan on. We're charging. We are charging with that super loose and sloppy belt. Fan's running. We have oil pressure. No oil pressure light. It says we have no gas. Let's see if we can get a little bit of rev out of this thing. It's so much quieter without the stainless exhaust like I have. Wow, this thing is running fantastic. It's so quiet. Man, just running like a top. Sitting for 10 years. 10 years! This is unbelievable. Come around the back. Our lights are on. That's something to look at. We're charging. Look at that. Hardly any smoke. Just a little bit. Maybe that'll come up in the camera there. Just a little bit of smoke. Lights are on. Are our headlights on? No? Let's try those. We gotta try that. Oh, it's all the way up. Nope. No headlights. Checking everything right now. Oh, blinkers. Oh, we've got blinkers. Let's try the other way. Oh, we've got blinkage. Do we have wipers? Oh, yeah, we do. Man, those are moving too. How about slow? Nope, just one speed. How awesome is that? Now we've got headlights. So something up with a switch. A little backwards. What is that? All right, hold on.
Officer, I got one question for you. What are those?
I didn't even notice this. Oh, the temp. We're just fine. No gas. But I'm loving this. This is, it's mint. If you really squint at that right here, this Just squint just a little bit. Does our radio work? Tuner.
Dear, drawing less
It
than
sure. Alright, we're gonna turn that off. We don't want to get copyrighted. Even the radio works. This is the most insane thing. This is why I love the fuel injected Fiat. Getting a little hazy. Oh yeah, starting to warm up, now you can see it. This is great. Well, this was super exciting. It runs, but the real question is, will it move forward? Now, we don't have any brakes, except for the old trusty handbrake. So I think what we're gonna do is, you know, just go for it down the driveway. We're not gonna go crazy. But I think this would also be a good time to test if we have reverse lights, which are kind of handy. And yeah. We're gonna do just fine. Tires all have air, battery charges. We're not going very far. So let's get it set up and let's see if we can move, you know, the 20 feet down the driveway to show proof of concept that it will work. Nothing's gonna go wrong here. We'll make it. It's only 20 feet. We'll be fine. This clutch is really tight.
That's what she said.
Well, we have a running and driving, I say loosely, 1980 Fiat 124 that was parked for over 10 years, and it all still works. Now, you know the guy cared about it because it's registered up to 2019, even though it never ran, and put with a car cover over it in a garage for those 10 years. So it goes to show if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Now, we are going to be doing a automatic swap into this car for the owner. He is 80 years old and can't really push the clutch in anymore. And I don't blame him because that clutch was way too tight. So I'm glad he's not having to put up with that anymore. So we will be doing the automatic swap for next episode. Jesse from Eldest Builds will be coming over and doing that with me, giving me a hand. So make sure you guys are subscribed to see when that happens. It should be the next coming up episode. So make sure you hit that notification bell to know when that comes through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps the channel. So please make sure you do that. And don't forget to hit that bell down next to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see ya.